Yo, what up, y'all? It's Jermaine Dupri, and you're watching The Boombox.
Welcome to Wiki Fact or Fiction. This is Tim Hotep from The Boombox, and our very esteemed guest today is...
JD.
Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, that's me.
Also known as the Don Chi.
Don Chi.
Formerly known as the Don Chi. He hasn't
No,
used that
Don
name in quite a while.
Chi's back.
Don Chi is back.
He's back. He's
So-
back in full effect.
So we do this thing called Wiki Fact or Fiction.
Yeah.
Where we go to your Wikipedia page, we look at the various facts on there, and we talk to the actual artist in real life and say, hey, is this accurate? Is this inaccurate? From looking at your Wikipedia page, one thing I noticed is that you've been getting money for a very long time. Would you agree with that? Is that a fact to start with?
It's a fact. Yeah.
Fact. JD's been getting money for a very long time.
Yeah.
All right. I want to start at the beginning of everything. Right. So, your name, which not a lot of people know, your full name is what?
Jermaine Dupri Malden.
Jermaine Dupri Malden. That is a fact. That is illustrated
Yes.
on this Wikipedia page. Now, when you first came out as a producer, as an entrepreneur, you were it was shortened to JD, Jermaine Dupri. Why didn't you use your last name?
Well, I mean, that's my name. Jermaine Dupri that is my name. Period. My real last name is Malden, and I came up in the era when you should sound like an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I was named after the French player Dupri. That's where my mother and them got the name from. So Jermaine Dupri just sounded like something.
It sounded cool.
Yeah.
Now your last name, Malden,
Yes.
is also for people who are in the music industry a name that rings some bells.
Yes.
Tell people why.
Because my father is Michael Malden, who actually used to be a bunch of different things. Probably most noted for president of urban music at Sony Records in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to some more stuff, man. It says you were born September 23rd, 1972.
Yes.
And you have an album called Life in 1472.
Yes.
You were not born in 1472. Is that a fact?
In my mind, I was.
In your mind,
Yeah.
can you explain that album title? 'Cause I know. Back when that album came out, people wanted to understand that. They were like,
Yeah.
"What is he talking about? Is this a historical reference to?"
Yeah, whatever happened in 1472. Go find that out, whatever. No, but 14 is JD, is numbers. The 10th letter of the alphabet is J, and the 4th letter of the alphabet is D, and I was born in 72.
It says here, Dupri got his start as a dancer for the hip hop group Houdini when he was 12. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I won't say this, but yeah, I guess, well, no. I started dancing before I met Houdini, so it's kind of like a little bit of a, not all the story together. But yeah, I mean, it's somewhere around in there. I started dancing, then dancing led me to meeting Houdini, and then I danced for Houdini and danced on their videos, and
You were 12 when you're in this video.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was Jermaine Dupri's signature move?
Man, I don't even remember. I think I was more into breaking than, but what you saw on the videos was I was actually popping, but it was more or less, I think breaking was more my signature move for me.
It says here, and you tell us if this is a fact or if this is fictional. In 1990, he produced his first act, the female hip-hop trio Silk Tymes Leather.
Yes. Fact.
Is that a fact?
Fact.
It's a fact. I'm not a math genius. What does Silk Tymes Leather equal?
Nothing. It equals nothing. It was just a name, it was like, trying to come up with a name. We didn't really have we probably should have thought of that before we put the record out there. The group probably would still exist today. But yeah, we didn't really have a final answer for you. Okay.
But silk is smooth and
Yeah,
leather is
silk was,
kind of
I
sexy.
mean, that's what it basically describes. One is smooth and one is a little bit rougher.
The amazing equation, silk times leather.
Yes.
Another fact on here. He later formed the duo Kris Kross, Chris Kelly and Chris Smith, after meeting the boys at a local mall in 1991.
Fact.
That is a fact.
Yes.
What mall was it?
Greenbrier.
What made you approach these kids and say, yo, I'm going to make you guys put out a record?
I didn't. They approached me because one of the guys' mothers was paying attention to one of the girls in Silk Times Leather. So Silk Times Leather actually was the magnet that attracted Kris Kross. They was in this Essence or Ebony issue or something like that, where they was talking about female rappers, and the issue came out, and Chris Kelly's mother was in the mall with the guys that day, and she saw one of the girls and was like, "That's the girl from that group," and she wanted to come over and talk to us. So she came over and talked to us. I wasn't in the article, so she didn't know nothing about me. So I was basically playing it back to one of the members of the group, and I was watching the rest of the people in the mall watch the kids as opposed to watching what was actually happening. So some people that was watching this, but it was other people that was like really glued into the two boys. And out of all of those people, I was one of those people that was glued into those two boys. I'm like, why is all these people paying attention to you? And I asked them that, like, right then and there, like, why people paying attention to y'all? And it's like, I don't know, because we here all the time. We come to this mall every weekend. And I'm like, what do y'all do? And I'm thinking like they was like a Nickelodeon group or something. I ain't had no kids at this time, so I didn't know much about Nickelodeon. I wasn't watching that.
Yeah.
So I said, are y'all on Nickelodeon or something? They're like, no. I'm like, well, what do y'all do? And they's like, we just chill. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the way that they said it, and the way that they whole flow and they swag and everything was just so right that it was like something's not right now. That's basically what it was. Like, there's no way that you guys just chill and you're not on TV. You don't do commercials. There's something wrong here. So that's all my mind just started doing that. Like, this is no way that these guys are not supposed to be on TV. So as soon as I seen them, it was like immediately.
You peeped the charisma and was like, stars.
Yeah, immediately.
Now, legend has it their clothes were backwards in this first meeting. Is that true or not?
No, false.
It's not true. It's false.
So,
that is not a fact.
Yeah, that's not a fact.
So, give me the time period from where you wore your clothes backwards to when you stopped.
The time period when I wore my clothes backwards. Probably 92 till 94 or 5.
Like, on an everyday basis?
Yeah,
religiously?
Yeah, religiously.
Religiously?
Yeah.
Was it difficult to find stuff that would look cool when it was backwards still? Nah. Especially jeans-wise?
Nah, cause I mean, the way that we wore them, it was to our way, so we had to wear it the way that we wore it. So they had to be big, so we didn't really have too many options. It was certain jeans that we always ran to at that, like Jabos. Jabot was that jeans.
I tried to do it with some Levi's back in the day. Did not work. Looked real retarded.
Yeah, because a lot of places, like just like the jeans I have on right now, they don't make the capacity for the back part is not really that. I hear a lot of black women talk about this issue.